renewing our minds. That's what we've been up to at Life Lessons to the Heart with Mary Alice. Specifically, we have been on a journey to live our spirit realm reality. We've learned some essential truths along those lines, but today I really feel to highlight where we have been so that we can solidify and optimize what we have heard so it truly becomes our expression. Okay, now if you've missed any of the lessons, they're all here below, and perhaps you even want to review. I will hit the highlights quickly. Firstly, we began to look at what is the unbending truth of our spirit realm reality, is who He is. And that told us who we are. And allowed us to see the wonderful transformation He has for you and me. Secondly, we discovered, oh, woe is me. We have an antagonist to this spiritual reality. It's our very own soul. Now, that's where we looked at the value of taking the time to contemplate, meditate, and marinate in who has become our new life and who is to become our living expression. Number 3, truth is, if you want to know Him experientially, experience His role, then it's essential we learn to quiet our soul. And I gave you a first-hand example of a friend of mine who was taught of the Lord very specifically to quiet her soul. You might want to review that one. Now, the beauty is we don't have to struggle to regulate our mind when we learn to live quiet inside. We can much more clearly follow Him that way. Fourthly, I began to share my particular school for growth. Yes, it was health, and I shared my many stumblings forward. Information? I had it. That was the start. But revelation was of a necessity. Revelation of the truth of my spirit and insight. Revelation of the stumbling blocks in my own soul that hindered where I wanted to go. And at that time, lesson 4, I gave you 2 truths about you that can surely jumpstart your view. Now, in our 5th time together, we looked at our lives having been framed up as all of ours have, with so many natural patterns, and they run so deep. We had to get a close look at how we sow and reap. Because as we sow, we reap. The subtleties of our mind tend to keep us in our soul realm confined, while all the vastness of His mind is at hand to the quieted mind. Didn't He say His kingdom is at hand? Number 6, He's a wonderful truth teacher, faithfully showing us where and where not to look. What has our attention? Training our spiritual senses, that's key, to discern what realm we are paying attention to. What realm are we looking unto? Number 7, God's word, a sword. So what does it divide? Soul from spirit. It divides what appears to man to be from his given to us spirit reality. Man's human view, spirit view. His living word awakened our soul, so in soul we don't have to wallow and leave our spirit life fallow. I showed how this has worked in my very own life. And lastly, our last time together, now we understand God's view concerning being divided. But how do we handle this in the nitty-gritty of life when our soul is having a tantrum? That's when Jesus described to us how a disciple is to live. We had a close look at his clear remedy centered around his word, deny. A disciple is to deny himself. We looked into that. And finally, he gave us a humorous graphic of how deny will easily work when it's applied. Now, that's where we have been so far. I just wanted us to solidify because I have an idea of where he's taking us, and I hope you'll join me.